if you're like me and you like Fallout 4, you will probably know that Bethesda are working on an upgraded survival mode for the game, because basically the game was too easy. Just simply too easy. Even on very hard. Too easy. On survival mode, it's just the same as very hard, except you've got the annoyance of stim packs healing really slowly. It's not really fun. So Bethesda are saying... they're not saying that they've changed survival mode to make it harder, but they're saying they've changed it to make it different. And it seems different because we have a list of information here that was data mined from the game, apparently. And some of this may be true, all of it may be true. Who knows? But I'm going to read the list of the changes to survival mode. This probably isn't the full list either. And I'm going to give my opinions on each of the pieces. And it seems just... the TLDR version is... it seems to add a lot of shit that's just... hassle. They're not making it fun, they're just adding hassle. Oh, you need some other shit to worry about? Have this to worry about. But, you know, it definitely is going to change the whole experience. Admittedly, a lot of it kind of looks like stuff that people can self-impose, like no fast traveling. You don't need a mode to do that. You can just not fast travel. I did it before on Skyrim and Oblivion, and it's great at first, because you really get to see so much of the land. But then it's just really boring after a while, because it's like, go here to pick up a fucking magic tome or something. So you wander 5 miles that way, stopping off at 10,000 fucking places on the way, picking up all this loot, and then you're like, ah shit, I've got to walk all the way back to Whiterun to sell this stuff, and then come all the way back. And it really hurts your profits, because you can't do that after every cave, like you could if you were fast travelling. You finally get to where you're going, pick up the tome, and then you've got to fucking walk all the way fucking back, all the way back up the throat of the fucking world. Boring, right? But we'll get to that part. So, here we go. Number 1. It says, blah, 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 blah. I need to start at the beginning. Saving, right? Manual and quick saving are disabled. Manual saving is disabled. Just gonna let that sink in. Someone comes home, oh shit, I need to use the TV. Well, I've got to pause this game. Got to pause this game until I find a bed, because it says manual and quick saving are disabled. To save your game, you'll need to find a bed and sleep for at least an hour. Hurrah! So I guess that is more realistic, because that will make you play a lot more defensively no matter where you go, because you will... the last time you saved would have been fucking hours ago when you were at home. And you can't think, oh shit, there's going to be a lot of trouble in here, I better quick save. It's, oh no, I'd better just fucking win. Fact. If I lose, I'm losing potentially hours of work. And that's what made me stop playing Bioshock when that happened. I died, lost 2 hours of work, never picked it up again. Right, so yeah. I mean, that seems like you could... it seems like a player could impose that on themselves anyway. I'm only going to save when I go to bed. You could do that yourself, but... okay, whatever. I guess the idea is it's forcing you to do this shit. I don't know, I'm not very excited for that. Combat is now more lethal for everyone. You now deal, but also take more damage. And taking more damage is to be expected because it's survival mode. But you deal more damage, I find that kind of weird. It's also kind of cool because... yeah, so you can deal more damage, but you also take more damage. I guess dealing more damage was kind of necessary with the fact that... coupled with the fact that you can't save manually. I get not quick saving, but no manual save? That just blows my mind still. So you deal more damage, and you take more damage. You can increase the damage you deal even further with adrenaline. See below, and we'll get to that. Fast travel. Fast travel is disabled. If you wish to be somewhere, you'll have to physically travel there, which, as I've mentioned, is great for the first couple of hours of play. And then it gets really tedious. And what if you save it at home, at Sanctuary or whatever, and then you think, oh, I need to go to the glowing sea. So I've got to fucking walk all the way there. So you walk all the way there, and oh, you come across a fucking, I don't know, super mutant behemoth out of nowhere, and you're like, fuck, this is survival mode. It's gonna kill me, and then it kills you, and then you gotta go all the way back to Sanctuary. Reload it. So yeah, fast travel disabled, it's cool, I mean, it's okay at first, gets old real fast. Weighted ammo. Now this is nothing more than an inconvenience and just a headache, in my personal opinion. I don't see this adding to the game in any way. It makes it a little bit more realistic, but I don't play games to be immersed in realism. games are fantasy. I mean, I guess I could take that back because there are some games where the realism is important. But come on, ammo having weight, all that's going to do is reduce the amount of shit you can carry. And that's nothing more than a hassle. So there's that. It says, bullets and shells now all have a small amount of weight, which varies by caliber. Heavier items such as fusion cores, rockets and mini-nukes can really drag you down, so won't be carrying a fat man around anymore. Compass. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled, as enemies will no longer appear on your compass. As well, the distance at which locations of interest will appear has been significantly shortened. Locations of interest is a very tenuous use of the word interest, really, because 95% of the places you go in Fallout 4 are really boring with nothing there. Except for a little bit of ammo and a little bit of caps and maybe a terminal to read. There's no story. There's no... I mean, locations of interest, right? So they're probably classing things like Carhenge in that. And I'm like, Carhenge was interesting until I got there and realised there was nothing there. It's just scenery. That's all it is. It's just cars stacked. You can't do anything there. I was expecting some sort of super mutant behemoth or some sort of event to happen, but no, because it's Fallout 4, you turn up and you're like, this would have been cool if they'd done something with it, and then you leave. So the distance at which locations of interest will appear being shortened doesn't really bother me. That is irrelevant, I think. And enemies no longer appear on your compass. I'm okay with that. I mean, it is kind of cheating in a way. I mean, VATS is cheating, but having them on your compass is kind of cheating, because you can be in a building and there's someone above you and you're like, where are they? And you just turn around, you're like, there they are, and then you sort of go up and you take them out. I'm okay with this. Enemies not showing up on the compass, I'm okay. Adrenaline, right, here we go. This is all new. Survival automatically grants the Adrenaline perk, which provides a bonus to your damage output. Unlike other perks, the only way to increase your rank of the Adrenaline perk is by getting kills, hostile or otherwise. The higher your Adrenaline rank, the higher your damage bonus. Sleeping for more than 1 hour, however, will cause your Adrenaline rank to lower. You can check your current Adrenaline rank at any time in the perks section on the Stat tab. I got confused there, I thought it said Stab tab? Stat tab in your Pip-Boy. So this is kind of cool. So you go around killing people, and the more of a rampage you go on, the stronger you get, which is cool. Except when you sleep, it goes down, and you have to sleep in this new mode. So I'm interested in that. It doesn't seem like a hassle, so I'm cool with it. It seems like something new that could be fun, which is what all of these changes should be, but they're not. Right, so that's Adrenaline. Seems kind of cool. Wellness. Right, now these are just hassles, but I mean, this is probably the most important one for people who want to roleplay. And there are loads of people that want to do that. It's a bit difficult to roleplay when your character has a voice and not the best dialogue, but still. So wellness. You'll find it difficult to survive without taking proper care of yourself. You must stay hydrated, fed, and rested to remain combat ready. Going for extended periods of time without food, water, or sleep will begin to adversely affect your health, hurting your special stats. So it's basically like having withdrawal symptoms from chems. Adding to your fatigue, see fatigue below, lowering your immunity, see sickness below, and eventually even dealing physical damage to you. So, right, so you can't carry all the ammo you want anymore because it weighs stuff. You can't carry 7,000 shots of the fucking assault rifle because then you will have no room left for anything else like armor and stuff. But on top of that, you now have to carry water and food. I never carry food with me on Fallout because it's fucking pointless. Just the game throws stim packs at you. The game's like, oh, you haven't had 10 stim packs in a while, have 50. I simply get them faster than I can use them. So food, pointless in the game. This is not, obviously. So what's good about this is that this gives you a reason to eat the food. They put all this food in the game and you can cook it to get rid of the rads. That's cool. It's worse than just going stim pack done. It's steps of hasslement, but you know, the food, okay. Water, you're gonna have to carry a shit ton of water around with you, and it probably, I bet your hydration meter goes down really quick, so you're gonna have to drink loads of water, and if it's not purified, it'll fuck you up with rads and shit. So you got to carry all this food, you got to carry all this water, and what else is there? You got to stay rested, so you got to sleep, or you'll suffer. It's like all the bad things about life they put in, like, oh, You hungry? Thirsty? Tired? Yeah, we'll put those into a game. Some people want it, though. I don't know why. Some people like shit things in games, but there you go. Right, fatigue. Now, this is new. Fatigue works like radiation, but affects your action points. Oh dear, I love using my action points, rather than your hit points. The more fatigue you've built up, the less AP you'll have for other actions. Yeah, so it's like you've got your health bar, and then as you get irradiated, it sort of eats into your health bar like that. This is the same for AP. As you get tired, it'll start eating into it. See, I know what I'm like. It would start eating into it a little bit, and then I'm like, I've got to sleep. I've got to get my full AP. I fucking put the points into my skills to earn those AP. I want them back. So that's a hassle. The more fatigue you've built up, the less AP you'll have for other actions. The amount of fatigue you've accumulated is displayed in red on your AP bar. Yeah, so just like RADs on your health bar. That's okay, I guess, whatever. Sickness. I don't see how this can be anything other than an annoyance and a hassle and a hindrance. A comprised immune system, I went for some reason. A comprised immune system and a few questionable decisions can end up getting you killed. I think he's meant to say a compromised immune system, but he says a comprised immune system, so we're going with it. Eating uncooked meat, drinking unpurified water, taking damage from disease-ridden sources such as ghouls and bugs and probably mole rats, or using harmful chems, all put your body at increased risk for various ill effects. So, using chems, out the window. I mean, I don't tend to use them that much, but there are a couple of characters that are serious drug addicts. So, chems, out the window. Ghouls, it's like the diseases in Skyrim. You'll be fighting something and you fucking kill it and stuff, and if you're lucky, you might see a notification that says, you've contracted rock joint or some bullshit. And then you're like, oh, good job I carry this potion of cure disease. Or you have to go and find a place where a healer is. What's the name of that place? Temple. Go find a temple and cure that shit. That was a hassle. So they're adding that. Hooray. And, oh, you can get it from ghouls. Oh, hooray. One of the most common enemies. When you are afflicted with an illness, a message will appear on screen. Probably for about half a second, just like those notifications that say, Tempine's Bluff is under attack. And then you just get this message saying, you failed to defend Tempine's Bluff. And I'm like, you didn't fucking tell me. So, yep, you'll get a message on the screen. You can view specifics about your current illness by navigating to the status section on your Pip-Boy's data tab and pressing R shoulder to view your active effects. So it's probably stuff like endurance, -2. Strength, -5. That sort of shit. Antibiotics. Okay, I didn't hear anything about this when I heard the story being told earlier. Antibiotics, which can be crafted at chem stations or purchased from doctors, heal the various effects of sickness. Okay. So you can't just use a stim pack or anything, you've got to actually go and get special. Another thing to carry around with you, because you don't want to be not having antibiotics on you, because you'll be out in the wilderness and you think, oh no, I've contracted a disease. I now have to physically run to Diamond City, where I'll probably pick up 3 more diseases, because I can't fast travel. And I've got to go cure myself, because if I die, I'm going back to the last place I saved, which was when I slept. So, another thing you have to carry. So basically, you're going to be carrying not quite enough ammo. Like, so melee weapons are going to be the order of the day. Melee weapons and the heaviest armor you can find. Seems like there's going to be the flavor of survival mode. Heal the various sicknesses. Bed types. The type of bed you're sleeping in determines the length of time you are able to stay asleep. Right, so they range from shit to slightly less shit. Because, have you seen the beds? They're all shit. It determines the length of time you are able to stay asleep. So you can't even... So what if you were really, really, really fatigued, and the only bed available to you was a sleeping bag? You'd be like, well, that didn't really help, and I probably caught a disease overnight as well. So, a sleeping bag will save your game and may help save your life when you're desperate, but it will never allow for a full night's rest and the benefits that come with it. So sleeping bags are even more pointless than they were before. Crippled limbs. Crippled limbs will no longer auto-heal after combat and will remain crippled until healed by a stim pack. I didn't know they auto-healed after combat, because literally every time I've had a crippled limb on Fallout 4, I've immediately gone stim pack. Now it's no longer crippled. So I didn't know that they auto-healed, so that's okay, I guess? Exceeding your carry weight, which will happen, because as I mentioned, you're going to be carrying so much shit that weighs a load of shit. Exceeding your carry weight reduces your endurance and agility stats and periodically damages your legs and health. Think of your back. It doesn't say whether or not this is in addition to not being able to run, because we all know that if you're over encumbered, you can't run. Is this... I mean, if it affects your endurance and agility, I would assume that it would slow you down. So is this in addition to being forced to move at a snail's pace, or can you exceed your carry weight, but you just lose like a little bit of speed? That would be okay, and that would kind of balance out some of the issues I have with everything having weight now and carrying so much rubbish. So that's not very clear. So jury's out on that one. Companions. Companions will no longer automatically get back up if down during combat, and will return home if abandoned without being healed. Okay, how do you know which home? I guess it'll tell you. This person's gone to Pussy Town or whatever. They will no longer automatically get back up if down during combat. Oh no, looks like you'll have to use a stim pack on them. Now, I'm wondering this. Does purified water still heal you in survival mode? Because if it does, the only reason you'd need stim packs is to heal your companion and cure your crippled limbs and shit. I mean, I'm okay with that one. Doesn't seem to add anything. It's just like, got to throw a stim pack their way every now and then. And with the rate the game throws stim packs at you, that shouldn't be a problem. And finally, enemy and loot repopulation. Locations you've cleared will now repopulate enemies and loot at a significantly slower rate. Again, didn't know they repopulated. I guess I probably kinda knew, because it does in like Oblivion and Skyrim and stuff, but that's going to affect me not a bit. Because I tend to usually only go into places once. Why would I go in there more than once, unless it's quest related? And this is all credit to Reddit user Shane D53, apparently. So thanks, Shane, for giving us this information. Because I couldn't possibly wait another couple of weeks to get it. This is the first comment. Bethesda, were you reading my diary? First of all, rude. Second, thank you. Seriously, I'm down with literally all these features. I know some folks don't like some of these, and I'd be all over the ability to pick and mix features, but for right now, I'm just kind of stoked we're getting something like this in an official capacity. You know, that's his opinion. He likes it all. I don't. And now you know. You know my opinions on this shit. 18 minutes, that's long enough. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.